A successful power attack has a chance to stagger an opponent who is not blocking.
Ulfric Stormcloak, Jarl of Windhelm.
It has been an honor, Jarl Ulfric.
Ralof of Riverwood. Lokir of Rorikstead. No, I'm not a rebel! You can't do this!
Don't run!
You're not gonna kill
It won't
me,
do you any good!
Anyone else feel like running?
Wait.
No, not me.
You there. Step forward. Who are you?
And I've got some idea how I want him to look.
picked a bad time to come home to Skyrim, kinsman. Captain, what should we do? He's not on the list.
Forget the list. He goes to the block.
By your orders, Captain. I'm sorry. At least you'll die here, in your homeland.
Thank you.
Follow the captain, prisoner.
Ulfric Stormcloak. Some here in Helgen call you a hero, but a hero doesn't use a power like the voice to murder his king and usurp his throne. You started this war, plunged Skyrim into chaos, and now the Empire is going to put you down and restore the peace.
What was that?
It's nothing. Carry on.
Yes, General Tullius. Give them their last rites.
As we commend your souls to Aetherius, blessings of the 8 divines upon
For the love of Talos, shut up and let's get this over with.
learn.
As you wish.
Come on! I haven't got all morning. My ancestors are smiling at me, Imperials. Can you say the same?
You Imperial bastards! Death to the Stormcloaks!
As fearless in death as he was in life.
Next, the Lord and the Rags.
Here it is again. Did you hear that?
I said, next prisoner.
To the block, prisoner. Nice and easy.
I've done nothing to deserve this.
What in oblivion is that?
Damn, that looks like a dragon. That's one angry dragon.
Jump through the roof and keep going.
I see it.
Keep close to me if you want to stay that way. Gunnar, take care of the boy. I have to find General Tullius and join the defense. God's God. Stay close to the wall. Quickly, follow me. Was that really a dragon? To bring us
I
to the
believe
end
it
times?
was.
We should keep moving. Come here. Let me see if I can get those bindings off. There you go. Take a look around. There should be plenty of gear to choose from. I'm going to see if I can find something for these bones. Got to be a sword or two in one of these chests. Look around. See.
Yes, I hate carry weight, so I'm getting rid of it.
These chests have some armor for you.
Do a couple of these now, and the rest I will do later.
You better get some gear. See if one of these chests has some armor. You better get some gear. Got to be a sword or two in one of these chests. Look around.
Yeah, I will after I get done with all this stuff.
Got to be a sword or two in one of these chests. Look around.
The Hold of Skyrim, a field officer's guide, for use by officers of the Imperial Legion. Welcome, loyal officer of the Empire. You have been given this guide to help you and those men under your command better understand the geography of Skyrim. Since you will be serving in Skyrim for a lengthy period of time, this information should prove invaluable. Skyrim is organized into 9 holds. A hold is a large area of land roughly equivalent to a county in Cyrodiil. Each hold is governed by a Jarl, who maintains his court in the hold's capital city. 4 of these holds are fairly small and sparsely populated. As a result, the capitals are little more than towns. The 5 major cities of Skyrim act as capitals for the larger holds. The following is a detailed review of each hold. Eastmarch. Located in the eastern reaches of Skyrim, Eastmarch shares a common border with Morrowind. Jarl Ulfric Stormcloak rules from the ancient city of Windhelm, and he and his followers should be considered your most serious threat. Do not tread lightly in Eastmarch, for the Stormcloaks are at their strongest and the most organized in these lands. As an Imperial soldier, you will find few friends there. Falkreath. Located in the pine forest of southern Skyrim, Falkreath hold borders Cyrodiil to the south and Hammerfell to the west. Its most prominent geographical features, Lake Ilanada, covers a vast portion of the region's central landscape. The whole capital, also called Falkreath, is home to the largest cemetery in Skyrim as a result of numerous battles that have taken place over the years. The remainder of the area is almost entirely wilderness, and the only other notable settlement is Helgen to the east. Falkreath's position in Skyrim is rather strategic for the Empire. It not only controls access to the Reach, Whiterun, and the Rift, but also acts as an important supply line in and out of Cyrodiil. Effingar. Solitude. The seat of the High King of Skyrim and the capital of Effingar Hold, has always welcomed the Empire with open arms. Much commerce flows along the rivers here, and you will find the folk of this hold to be among the most hospitable in Skyrim. As you venture forth in your campaigns, be sure to maintain a secure supply line back to Solitude. The Empire maintains ample provisions in Castle Dower, from which General Tullius commands all the legions stationed in Skyrim. All march. This hold is divided evenly between windswept tundra dotted with farms and a huge stinking salt marsh. There is little of interest here, save perhaps for the hold's capital, Morthal. Jarl Igrod Ravencrone has been cooperative enough with the Empire in the past, but will ultimately look out for her own interests if put in a difficult position. While the hold offers minimal strategic value to the Empire, it would make an ideal staging ground for a Stormcloak siege of Solitude, and so must be held against the enemy. The Pale. The Pale is a barren realm covered by vast fields of ice and snow. Its boundaries stretch from the center of Skyrim all the way to its northern coast. Here at the capital city of Dawnstar can be found one of the busiest ports in the province. With access to the coastal waterways of Skyrim, Dawnstar should prove vital in the war effort. Should the Stormcloaks choose to attack Solitude from the river, this port would make a tempting target due to its close proximity. The Reach. Dominating the western border of Skyrim, the Reach is made up almost entirely of steep, craggy mountains. Little grows in this forbidding realm, but the capital city of Markarth is an impregnable stone fortress that would make an excellent defensive position for either side in the war. Be aware that this dangerous region of Skyrim is home to the Forsworn, the rebellious natives of the Reach. They know the terrain, can strike without warning, and count the Empire as an enemy. If they attack, you must neither give nor expect any mercy. The Rift. This hold occupies the southeast corner of Skyrim, and much like the Reach in the west, is dominated by tall mountain peaks. The climate in the Rift is milder than in the northern hold, and there is more vegetation to be found here. Farming thrives as a result. A word of warning about Riften, the hold's capital city. Our agents have reason to suspect that the Thieves Guild makes its home here, though it is now much diminished from its strength in previous years. Nevertheless, mind that your men keep an eye on their coin purses should they have reason to spend any length of time in the city. Whiterun. This central hold is characterized by wide grassy plains that are home to numerous farms. Many roads pass through Whiterun, joining the more distant holds together. The hold's capital city, also called Whiterun, sits high on a rocky promontory amid a large flat swath of scrubland. Among the wealthiest cities of Skyrim, Whiterun has usually proven friendly to the Emperor's soldiers. Winterhold. This bleak, snow-blown hold in the northeast corner of Skyrim is utterly inhospitable. Perhaps the mages at the College of Winterhold choose to make their home there because they knew they would be left largely alone. As with Valkyries and Whiterun, the name Winterhold describes both the hold and its capital city, though the word city hardly applies. The hold capital is a meager village built near the Mages' College. Few other noteworthy settlements exist in this frozen waste, and it is unlikely to play any significant part in the war.
Get some gear. You better get some gear.
Mixed Unit Tactics in the 5 Years' War, Volume 1 by Codus Colonius. The Legion could learn from the unconventional tactics used by the Khajiit in the 5 Years' War against Valenwood. I was stationed at the Sphinxmoth Legion fort on the border near Dune and witnessed many of the northern skirmishes firsthand. The war started with the so-called Slaughter of Torval. The Khajiit claimed that the Bosmer invaded the city without provocation and killed over 1,000 citizens before being driven off by reinforcements from a nearby jungle tribe. The Bosmer claimed that the attack was in retaliation for Khajiit bandits who were attacking wood caravans heading for Valenwood. In the spring of E396, the war moved closer to Fort Sphinxmoth, and I was posted on lookout at the parts of the conflict. I later spoke with both Khajiit and Bosmer who fought in the battle, and it will serve as an excellent example of how the Khajiit used a mixture of ground and tree units to win the war. The Khajiit began the fight in an unusual way by sending tree-cutting teams to Cathay Rot, and the fearsome Senshi Rot, or Battle Cats, into the outskirts of Valenwood's forest. When word reached the Bosmer that the trees were being felled, allegedly a crime in the strange Bosmeri religion, a unit of archers were dispatched from larger conflicts in the south. The Bosmer were thus goaded into splitting their forces into smaller groups. The Bosmer archers took up positions in the remaining trees, whose branches were now 20 or more feet apart, allowing some light into the forest floor. The Bosmer bent the remaining trees with their magics into small fortifications from which to fire their bows. When the tree cutters arrived the next morning, a half-dozen Khajiit fell to the Bosmer arrows in the first volley. After that, the Khajiit took large wooden shields from the backs of the Senshi Rot and made a crude shelter. The Khajiit, even the enormous Senshi Rot, were able to hide between this shelter and one of the larger trees. When it became apparent that the Khajiit would not leave their shelter, some Bosmer chose to descend and engage the Khajiit sword to claw. When the Bosmer were nearly upon the shelter, one of the Khajiit began playing on a native instrument of the plucked metal bars. This was a signal of some kind, and a small group of the man-like Olms and Olmus Rot emerged from the covered holes in the forest floor. Although outnumbered, they were attacking from behind by surprise and won the ground quickly. The Bosmer archers in the trees would still have won the battle were they not having trouble of their own. A group of Dagi and Dagi Rot, two of the less common forms of Khajiit, who lived in the trees of the Tenmar forest, jumped from one tree to another under a magical cover of silence. They took up positions in the higher branches that could not hold a Bosmer's weight. When the signal came, they used their claws and either torches or spells of fire. Accounts from the two survivors I spoke with vary on this point, to distract the archers while the battle on the ground took place. A few of the archers were able to flee, but most were killed. Apparently the Dagi and Dagi Rot have more magical abilities than is widely believed, if they were able to keep themselves magically silenced for so long. One of the surviving Bosmer told me that he saw a few ordinary cats among the Dagi, and even claimed that these ordinary cats were known as Elsik, and that they were the spellcasters. But Bosmer are almost as unreliable as the Khajiit when it comes to the truth, and I cannot believe that a house cat can cast spells. At the end of the day, the Khajiit lost perhaps a half-dozen fighters out of a force of no more than 4 dozen, while the Bosmer lost nearly an entire company of archers. The survivors were unable to report back before a second company of archers arrived, and this strategy was repeated again, with similar results. Finally, a much larger force was sent out, and the Bosmer won that battle with the help of the native animals of Valenwood. That third skirmish and the Khajiit response I will discuss in the second volume of this series.
Got to be a sword or two in one of these chests. Look around. Got to be a sword in one of these chests. Look around. Got to be a sword or two in one of these chests. Look around. You better get some gear. You better get some gear. See if one of these chests has some armor for you. Got to be a sword or two in one of these chests. Look around. Got to be a sword or two in one of these chests. Look around. You're gonna get that armor. Give that sword a few swings, dude. Let's Let's keep moving. That thing is still out there.
Come on, this way.
We need to get moving. That dragon is tearing up the whole team. Just give me a minute. Stars. Maybe we can reason with them.
Hold up now. If you want to die, so
Let me see if I can get that door open. Let's go. Let's keep moving. Come on, this way. Let's go. Come on, this way.